All right, I don't know if you gamble, but people who do and put their own money on the line are betting that Donald Trump will be reelected. He's a 3-2 favorite right now. That is with better than a dozen Democrats already in. I believe it covers the period of Bernie Sanders joining the race. So is he a lock on a second term? These kind of surveys are very, very inconsistent. They were nowhere on anyone's map in the 2016 election, I might point out. But be that as it may, it is an interesting kind of development that people who are placing money on this, maybe because they're looking at the money being made at the corner wall and Broad, and it's been a big comeback for the markets since December. Whatever, it is noteworthy. So Charlie Gasparino, we've got Wall Street Journal editorial page assistant editor James Freeman, and Republican fundraiser Noelle Nikpour. I know it's like catching a flash instant, but what do you think?
Well, I can tell you one thing, things that I used to laugh about in the past, I don't laugh at anymore. And when you see donors, $6 million raised in 24 hours in increments of $27 on average, that tells me that's a vote. That's something to look at. And
well, that's something that Bernie Sanders
but I think that, we've got the economy on our side, and the Democrats are forcing the narrative of putting socialism versus capitalism. So they're taking it back, which is really good for us, the strong suit on the economy, meaning that it's a pocketbook issue. Once again, it's not really it looks like it's going to be health care or any of the other issues. It looks like it's going to be pocketbook issues, which is money.
What do you think, James?
Yeah, I think Trump probably is not going to suddenly become highly popular, but I think so far...
You just need to be a little more popular than the next guy, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So what is the alternative? He won in 2016, I think, because most places in the country could not accept Hillary Clinton, whether it was ethical issues or she had run too far to the left. And now it's even more extremism. You look at this emerging primary, a lot of enthusiasm for Bernie Sanders. They call it Medicare for All because people don't want government-run health care. Once they figure that out, they like it a lot less. Green New Deal, this is sort of designed to alienate people in the industrial Midwest. So I think, once again, he wins based on current trends because the alternative will be unacceptable.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, like, when you look at Wall Street, the Vegas stuff, they get it right a lot. The futures trades on different, and sometimes they're wrong, but they're
Did they predict Trump as the winner for the last?
They had it
not in the middle of the race.
No, but at the end they had it pretty close. Like, it was there that he could do it. Which, and by the way, it was really close.
There was one betting pool, I think, that even had it down to he would lose the popular vote but win the election.
Yeah,
so you can bet on all sorts of things.
They had it really close, and remember, these are people. They're actually trading off this, so they put
their money down on it.
And think of it this way: if you're a betting man, if you had 10 grand to put on one of the clowns in the Democratic Party or the clown in the Republican Party, you had 10 grand. You're saying to yourself, as of right now, and we don't know what Mueller has got, decent economy, world peace, and then you look at the other side, and they really want to change.
But how do you get
everything.
that bet money back? You know what I mean? Like, do you have to wait till November 2020 to make good on it, or how do they make
Depends on when you buy it and
right?
what number. I think it's like a futures trade, right? It's almost
is
like
it? I have no idea.
Oh,
yeah,
it makes
that's
sense.
what I think it is. I think it is. And
like a commodity.
Yeah, it's like.
I love that you're feigning ignorance about how the betting process works.
I've
never been to a bookie joint in my life. But I'm just saying that bookies and these guys often have it right. And barring Mueller doing something crazy, I mean, who would you vote for? I mean, ask the average person in the street. Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, but look at the amount of money.
Sanders.
That's telling me that the narrative of
they can't wait for. I was talking to people in the White House today. They can't wait for one of these lefties to come up there.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
They're going to be.
I tell you, I can remember people in the Carter White House eagerly hoping, praying that Ronald Reagan would beat George Bush Sr. to become the Republican nominee because they could trounce him. We know what happened. So be careful.
I think a really interesting deal is going to be when all these Democrats are lined up on the stage and they're going to be debating which one is the most authentic socialist, pretty much. Yeah. And Bernie Sanders is going to win that because most of his donors, pretty much, I would go out as far as saying all of them, are not billionaires, millionaires. He really takes it from the people.
Can you imagine how boring those debates are going to be? I mean, one thing about the Republican debates, we used to have debate parties because it was so much fun, is watching Trump and this one, that one. And it actually brought I think, more focus on the Republicans. This might just turn off so many people because they're going to be talking about the Green New Deal and, taxes, and people are going to be like, oh, God, do we really want to vote for
Well, and it's going to put it back with the Supreme Court.
Now you're letting your biases show. Oh, by the way, we did have one of those candidates. He's kind of in the lower rung. You might not know the name, Andrew Yang. He's a multimillionaire venture capitalist, and he got some reaction appearing on this show yesterday talking about universal basic income. He started this. Take a look. Who would fund this? How would you pay for this?
Yes. So the way we fund it, and if you look around, you can see the headlines. Amazon paid no taxes last year despite record profits. Netflix paid no taxes last year despite record profits. What we have to do is we have to put the American people in position to start harvesting the gains from artificial intelligence, self-driving cars and trucks, advanced technology. And with that money, what I call the tech check, we can then fund this dividend for all Americans.
Tech check.
What do you think of that?
Yeah,
this
is the best job market ever. We have 1 million more open positions.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, if you want to boost employment among disgruntled workers, there are fewer of them now than we've had in decades.
And this is, I think, the basic problem. You're talking about all this haranguing against the system and the economy that we enjoy in this country. Right. I think it's got to be a bad economy for that message to work. Right. It seems like a lot of these people, you think of Elizabeth Warren, Bernie, his message hasn't changed in the last 50 years. But a lot of them, they haven't changed it since 2016. It's the same sort of grievance message.
But if you get enough disparate groups together, that's the argument. These guys keep pounding, you could be doing a lot better. But that's a tough sell if the economy itself maintains this momentum, the markets maintain this momentum. Now pushing it out to November 2020 might be a leap, but what do you think?
You know what? This guy, actually, if he got a little bit of momentum, he would have to get a whole lot more exposure, to know that he's out there. Look, man, who knew that Bernie Sanders is going to be the torch carrier for socialism?
One of the things
and who knew that Donald Trump was going to be elected president?
You got to be able to.
You don't know if this guy can have a movement or a cult following.
You need to sell. What I found interesting about Obama, with what was his line again?
Hope and change.
Hope and change. And Trump, obviously, make America great again, is that they sold themselves. I just don't think tech check and these $3 phrases that they come up with.
It's buying a vote.
It's boring. And I think I just wonder if any of those Democrats, when they get up there and they start talking really like wacky stuff.
Do you want to be like entertained like a ESPN?
Yes, that's what
But why wouldn't you like money in your pocket?
They did it. They did it with Obama.
Why wouldn't you like money in your pocket?
You have to sell.
Money in your pocket.
The underlying premise is,
you have to sell.
President Trump has performed, I think, better than we would have expected.
Make America great again.
Oh, all right.